When the fuck is Ipswich's momentum gonna stop? In this video, we're going to be looking at the rise of Ipswich Town, how they went from rotting away in League One to flying high in the Championship. We're also going to be looking at the manager and the transfer market. But before we start all that, do us a favour, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new. Let's see if we can hit 10 likes on this video. So Ipswich currently find themselves in second place with 5 games played, beating teams like Sunderland, Stoke, QPR and Cardiff in the process. But let's go back a little. The 2018-19 season is a one to forget for Ipswich Town. They found themselves absolute rock bottom of the Championship, 14 points adrift from survival, conceding 77 goals and only scoring 36. So after that miserable Championship season, Ipswich were looking to bounce straight back into the Championship, but they did find life a little bit tougher than expected in League One. And in the first season, they finished a mediocre 11th place. Fast forward a little bit, after a couple of mid-table finishes, they did find themselves though finishing second on a fucking mental 98 points. Not just that, they scored the most goals in the league, 101 goals in the process, which was absolutely outstanding. So as an outsider looking in, Ipswich that season, the season they did get promoted, was they started off well. They won the first 4 games off the belt. They drew with Barnsley after that. Then by the end of the year, they drew 6, lost 4, won the rest, and I never expected in a million years to see the momentum change, the shift change, and they went on an absolute monumentous run. They were beating teams 6-0 here, 6-0 there, 5-0 here, 4-0 there, 3-0. They were just beating teams for fun, and they made a push for that top spot. They did end up obviously finishing second, which is credit to Plymouth for finishing above them, because the momentum charge what Ipswich were on was unbelievable to watch. Like I was saying, the momentum, and that's like a big factor what I'm talking about throughout this video. It's the momentum what Ipswich were on. I think that started round about Forest Green, the big Forest Green 4-0, and then the momentum became more consistent. They did have a good start of the season, didn't get us wrong, but like I say, 6 draws throughout there from Forest Green. The momentum became more consistent, and they were just beating teams. And from that day to this present day, in 21 games they've only lost once, and that was recently against Leeds 4-3. But they did bounce straight back from that, beating Cardiff at home. Now the manager Kieran McKenna, a bit of a gamble, yes. He was the understudy to Jose Mourinho, and as understudies go, let's just take a look at Arsenal. That worked out well for them, didn't it? McKenna, as the team playing well, especially at home, there's a togetherness amongst the players and even the fans. He's a very young manager. Some would say he's a very inexperienced manager, and that's why I said there's a bit of a gamble there. But listen, McKenna, it knows exactly what they need. Right, now we'll start off with recruitment. Transfers coming in and out. I think they've done really well. They've let a few players go, and also they've recruited well. I'm not going to go into absolutely every single player that's left. So players that Ipswich Town have recruited, I want to start off with one first, because there's a bit of a, I would say a small issue with this one, and that is Brandon Williams. Now, he's on 50-60, reportedly on 50-60 grand a week, which I'm assuming that Man United are covering the majority of his wages. He's only got this season left on his contract, but Man U in the contract have got the option for an extra year. Now, regardless if he has a good spell or not, surely Ipswich cannot afford 50-60 grand if they do want to sign him, because I'm sure in the loan there is an obligation or an option, I'm not 100% sure which one, to buy this player. Now, if they can get him for free, then fair enough. You know, they didn't have to pay a fee, so therefore the fee what they would have initially paid could be used on wages. But Ipswich Town really going to be forking out 50-60 grand. The only way I can see that the move happening on a permanent is if either Man U don't accept any, don't want any fee for him, and the player is willing to cut his wages just a little. 50-60 grand, do you really think that's worth it for Brandon Williams? Let us know in the comments below. Few of the players they brought in: Taylor, Hurst, Scarlett, Hutchinson and Baggett. Baggett, I think, has been an absolute belter of a signing for them. Also, Hurst, he knows where the back of the net is, I'm not gonna lie. He scored against us. my team on the opening day of the season, and Ipswich won that game 2-1. I haven't really went into great detail regarding their incomings and outgoings, but there have been some really good players come through the door, and to be honest, there've been a few players, experienced players that left Portman Road, but it's been good business. Obviously, I want to mention the key players from last season, which that's where I think how they've kept their momentum, because they've kept hold of some really good goal scorers. I'm going to start off with Chaplin up top, 26 goals, 5 assists. Ladapo, 17 goals, 2 assists. You've got Broadhead on 8 goals. You've got Hurst, who scored 6 last season, 2 assists for them. And also Harness, who they got from Portsmouth. He's a very good player, direct, got a lot of pace. And so keeping their key players, and not just that, these are players who score goals. These are players who know where the back of the net is. And if you can keep hold of them players, your core players, and also add a few additions like Ipswich have done, Hurst being one of the most outstanding players in my opinion, I really do think they'll keep hold of that momentum come this rest of this season. And like I say, from Forest Green onwards, they've kept this momentum going, they've kept the train rolling, and they've been doing outstanding. Like I say, they're in second now, only 5 games played, yes. Putting 12 points on the board in the first 5 games is really, really good. And I think all the tractor boys out there who's watching should be very, very pleased how the season's panned out up to now. So with all that being said, Ipswich supporters, where do you think you'll finish at the end of the season? Do you see it being a top 6? Do you see it being automatics? Or do you see it being a mediocre mid-table finish? I'm not even going to say do you see yourselves getting relegated, because I'll put my neck on the chopping block now and say you'll not be getting relegated under any circumstances. They've brought in some good players. They've managed to keep all the key players from last season, and they've got a very good, talented, young, hungry manager in Kieran McKenna, and he knows exactly what they need. So that's it from me from now. It's just a quick little video regarding Ipswich Town and the momentum they've been carrying throughout the last season and this season. I will be bringing you an update video at the back end of the season to see how Ipswich Town have come on. With all that being said, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you in the next video.